go. Once again, good morning, everybody. Day 2 here in beautiful Entiat, Washington. As always, having a ball. I believe there's 5 of us today. And we are headed to Clone Peak and Mad Lake. See what that looks like. Pretty excited about it. Woo. And once again, Mr. Dooley, as always, we're sitting around the campfire, and he brought up an interesting topic that's kind of a not much talked about dynamic of doing these trail rides, and it's really the simplest thing in the world, is trust. And I kind of looked at him and I was like, I'm going to have you elaborate, buddy. And he made good enough points that I went to the van and grabbed my notebook and started writing stuff down. Because when you get to thinking about it, trust out here doing this with other people is a big deal, like a really big deal. And he brought up several different points. So the first big thing is trust in your navigation and your navigator. You've got to have faith in the guy that's leading you around the wilderness, because if you don't, that can create a big old variable there. In our case, it's me. I'm the one that usually coordinates these rides. I'm the one that usually has the GPS and the map. I'm usually the one that is responsible for making sure everybody gets there safe and is accounted for, and more to the point, accounting for fuel load for the rider in the group that has the smallest tank, and whether or not one of us could supply them with extra fuel should the situation arise. So that's a big one, a really big one. The other one is, well, shoot, just trust in your wingman. A lot of times, if you have that one good buddy that you ride with on a regular basis, or a rider that you really trust, it's about, let's say if it's really dusty, because that can be a problem, and you got to follow a little more closely than you normally would, just to not be blinded. The guy behind you has to trust you that you're not going to do anything stupid or mash the brakes for no reason or something of that nature. And you got to trust in the guy behind you that he's not going to ram into you should something happen. And those can be pretty tight tolerances. The third order of trust is trusting your machine. This is a tricky one, because not only are you trusting it to get you there, and more importantly, get you back, but this particular set of trusts and what have you, pretty much relies on you. And we talked about this in a previous episode, as far as, making sure the integrity of your machine is 100% before you leave to do anything. So that goes into a lot of that, but you got to have faith in your machine. If you don't, this is much less enjoyable. And fourth, trust in your group. Big deal. And again, I've talked about this before. Everybody in your group, if you have a larger than, let's say, 3 or 4 person group, it's nice to have people that have different sets of skills that they can bring to the table should any type of situation arise. Case in point, as we were riding yesterday, I would say in the first 5 or 6 miles, George's rear brakes locked up on her. And we had to put our heads together and figure it out. So we sat there and we looked at it, we took it apart, we talked about it, and we figured out what the highest probability of problem was and how to fix it. And we did. So that's, that could be a big deal. And I'm very interested in this topic because I didn't realize before last night how important all these variables are. And it's something to take into account when you're doing rides like this. And last but not least, the most important one of all. Guys, you gotta trust your instincts. If you come into a situation or a crossing or something that makes your gut twist up a little bit and it makes you think, I don't know about this one. Especially if you're miles away from nowhere, you've gotta follow that instinct. Trust your gut, it's usually right. There is a neurochemical reaction that happens in the brain that gives you what you would refer to as the gut feeling. It is your brain recognizing something that you don't and trying its best to tell you, hey man, maybe we shouldn't do this, or maybe we should think about this, or maybe there's something you didn't notice. And when you're way out here and something bad happens, you're very limited in your options of recovery. So trust your instincts. They won't let you down. Woo, that's a little bridge. Kind of like that right there. Something about this trail tells me I shouldn't go hauling ass just yet. Sure enough, there's a little branch. Things of that nature. It doesn't have to be anything major. It could be minor, but it could ruin your day. So be cognizant of that. But shoot, I figure that's about all we got for you today, guys. We're going to keep on trucking here and get to Mad River, and hopefully if we see some nice sights, we'll take some pictures and put them up here, because apparently some of the scenery around here is absolutely beautiful. And one quick note before we go, we're going to start a new thing. If you guys wouldn't mind, and if you want to be a part of it, send us pictures of you riding out the trails. What we want to do is get pictures of the subscribers up in these videos and just kind of say a hello and a thanks to everybody out there for participating and watching the channel and helping this thing grow, as big or as little as it may be. And today, our subscriber Sam comes to you from Little Natchez, Washington, riding out there with his kid. It was their first trip out there, and I just thought that was cooler than snot. I had the opportunity to chat with Sam a little bit over Facebook Messenger the other day, and I just thought that was really neat. And I asked him, hey, would you mind sending me a picture? And he said no problem. And I just thought that was really cool that they thought enough to reach out and say hello. And you know what? Everybody out there, feel free to reach out, say hello, send me your pictures. We would love to put them up here, you guys. You can get me on Facebook Messenger. Everybody knows my name. It's Rhett Halpin. And feel free to say hello. We will say hello back, I promise. So safe rides out there, everybody. And as always, take care of yourselves out there. And damn it, take care of each other. We'll see you real soon. Cheers.